Have you ever felt too slow, too small, or just not built for the race you want to run? Let me tell you a story about someone who felt the exact same way. His name was Tumo. Tumo was a small green turtle, and he was painfully slow. Every single morning, he would sit by the lake and watch the wind. He saw how it effortlessly raced across the water, how it bent the tall grass with a single breath, and how it left him wobbling in its wake. He felt so insignificant compared to its power. One day, as the wind whipped past him again, something shifted inside Tumo. He muttered to himself, "If the wind can move the entire world, then surely I can learn to move myself." And with that single thought, his journey began. He started to train, and I don't mean the cute, storybook kind of training. This was real, hard work. He pushed heavy pebbles up steep hills until his tiny muscles screamed. He lifted small logs over and over, his shell aching with the strain. He practiced short, explosive bursts of speed, falling flat on his face more times than he could even count. He'd pick himself up, covered in dirt, and just do it again. Of course, the other animals noticed, and they laughed. The hare, famous for his speed, scoffed, "Running fast isn't for turtles. Tumo, you should just accept it." The birds, soaring high above, would tease him from the sky. "You're built like a rock, little guy. Rocks don't run." But Tumo heard them and chose to ignore them. Their words were just noise. Another gust of wind to push against. His focus was singular, his determination unshakable. He kept pushing, kept lifting, kept falling, and kept getting back up. Then, one extraordinary day, the wind itself seemed to notice him. It wasn't a violent gust, but a gentle swirl of air that drifted down and whispered right next to his shell. "So, little one, I hear you want to outrun me." Tumo didn't waste a breath on words. He didn't make a grand speech or offer any excuses for his ambition. He just looked at the swirling air and gave a firm, determined nod. That was his answer. The wind swirled with amusement, and then the race began. The first gust was a powerful blast that nearly rolled him over onto his back. But Tumo was ready. He lowered his head, dug his claws into the earth, and met every push of the wind with a stubborn, powerful step forward. His legs burned with a fire he'd never felt before. His shell rattled against his body like a drum. The sheer force of the wind was trying to tear him from the ground. But then something strange happened. For just a fraction of a second, the wind hesitated. It was a tiny pause, a heartbeat of stillness in the storm. Tumo seized that moment. He unleashed everything he had. All the pebble pushing, all the log lifting, all the failed sprint sits, all came together in one explosive burst. He sprinted. Now, it wasn't fast for a hare. It certainly wasn't fast for a bird. But it was faster than anything the wind had ever expected from a turtle. For 3 whole seconds, he was ahead. Tumo, the little green turtle, was actually moving ahead of the breeze. Then, his energy spent, He collapsed onto the soft earth, gasping for air, but absolutely triumphant. The wind hovered above him, no longer a gale, but a gentle presence. It spoke, its voice filled with a new kind of respect. "You didn't beat me," the wind said, "but you did something much rarer. You broke my expectation." And Tumo, lying there exhausted but fulfilled, smiled the slow, deeply satisfied smile of someone who knows, without a doubt, that they have just changed their own limits. From that day on, things were different. Whenever the grass bent and the lake rippled, the wind moved with just a little more respect, because it knew that somewhere on that shore a tiny turtle had been brave enough to chase it. This story isn't just about a turtle. It's about every single one of us who has ever been told we can't. It's a reminder that it's not about beating the world. It's about breaking our own expectations and discovering the strength we never knew we had. So, what's your wind? What are you chasing? Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiration. See you next time.